It looks like everything is working, so we are back. And Jason, you have just joined the marketing team. You've returned from your time in sales and joining this role as customer advocate. So, what are your plans for the role, and how are you going to help salespeople in this new role you're doing?
Yeah, sure, Joe. So great to talk to you in this new format that we're exploring for Casper. So, yes, I am new into the marketing team in Casper, but not new to the marketing world. In fact, most of my professional life was built in advertisement agencies, working in marketing and advertisement for big brands, and specifically in the digital sphere. So while working with these brands, I started to use a lot of software and a lot of tools and had to adapt really quickly to any new client needs. And that's when I said, okay, I'm going to give the tech world and sales a spin to see how that fits. And then after a few years of my adventures in the sales world, I'm glad to be coming back to a marketing role and to apply that know-how that I can bring to the fold, not only from my previous experiences in marketing and advertisement, but also for all the knowledge that I've garnered this past years in sales.
Awesome. Sounds good. And as you mentioned, obviously, you've just spent the last couple of years in sales. You've walked in their shoes, and now in this role, you're going to be helping salespeople, right? So, what are your big plans for this role? How are you going to take what you've learned from being a salesperson, and what are you going to be doing in this new role that you're doing?
What I want to achieve with this role is to better connect with our existing customers and also with our prospects or potential end users. So there's a lot of questions that I was being asked constantly in a very, let's say, repetitive way. I wouldn't say repetitive, but let's say what type of questions you would get from clients. So what I want to achieve with this role is basically answer those questions beforehand for them. So actually our sales team can just focus on better negotiations and understanding what the customer needs. And on another note, I also want to announce any new changes that is happening with Casper, being more present online for our brand, and just getting the word out there about Casper and the team.
Awesome. That's cool. A big part of this role is you're going to be speaking to salespeople. You're going to be speaking to our customers and end users and trying to help them. So, going back into your time in sales a bit, what's one piece of advice you would give to someone new in sales that you wish you would have heard of at the start of your sales career?
That's a good question because I think everybody's experience is a bit different in sales. Obviously, it varies a lot between industries, between products, and even, quite frankly, between countries as well. But one piece of advice that I would give to anybody who's new in sales is that patience is a virtue, right? You can follow up with your customer. You can expect things to move faster than you would like them to, but at the end, the negotiation is happening on your side, but it's also happening on their side internally. So try to practice more patience. The deal's going to come, and also grow that pipeline, because the more you're growing that pipeline, the more patient you can be.
Awesome. Love it. And again, going back to the previous role, you were speaking to sales teams day in, day out, right? What is what themes are you seeing? Like, what are the issues that sales teams are coming to you with now, especially in this market? The past 6 months or so have been tough for sales. What have you been hearing on the other side of that? Why are they looking at Casper? What are the big issues at the moment?
So there's several things that I've encountered in the past months and in years, in fact. I would say that the main issue that people come to Casper is that they're looking for phone numbers. They're either getting out of date phone numbers or they're getting connected to a company switchboard number, meaning whatever provider they have right now, it's not giving them the direct line. They're just getting, like, let's say, reception number or the company switchboard. And with Casper, it's something that we can resolve because, in fact, what we specialize in is in getting people that direct line, that mobile number to their target or their ICP. And moreover, we are a French company, so we're based in Paris. So for many years, our stronghold was definitely, let's say, Europe, the European market. And many people thought that we were only specialized in France, which was not the case, right? And then we were acquired by the Cognizant Group, in fact, because of the strength of our phone numbers and, let's say, in the old continent. But by being acquired by Cognizant, our global reach quadrupled. So when people come to us, yes, they want access to, let's say, up to date data for the European market, but also benefit from that global coverage that Casper and the Cognizant Group can offer.
Nice. So you mentioned at the last question that a lot of people come to Casper for mobile phone data. Why is that so important right now? Why are teams that are actually using the mobile phone and getting that accurate content data winning?
Yeah, well, right now, cold calling is having its renaissance in the sales sphere because most companies, whether it be a big operation or a small operation, everybody's having a multi-channel approach, meaning they'll send a LinkedIn request, they'll send the email, they'll send a telegraph, right? But nothing is as personal as picking up the phone and talking to the person and saying, hey, look, I know that, let's say, your team is expanding or you're expanding internationally or you're about to merge or you're about, so whatever need your target has at the moment, the faster you get to reach them, the faster you'll be in the top of their mind when making that final decision. Because sometimes it really is a question of hours, of days, of weeks that you get ahead of your competition. So that is why really the phone number is something crucial right now for any sales team.
You mentioned how easy it is for people to actually build a relationship on the phone and make it personal. And I've heard you on the phone, I've heard you on Zoom calls speaking to people for the first time, and you're able to just really instantly start that relationship. So, what advice do you have for people to actually get to that level of comfortability on phone or on Zoom, other channels like that?
Well, there's this old saying that says practice makes perfect, right? So you have to call, you have to make it part of your daily work life, of your routine, so you can really build that confidence. Because if it's something that you do once in a while, you're not going to get used to it, and you're always going to stumble on your words or stutter or have a lot of moments, right? And when you have those moments, the person on the other line is thinking, okay, this person is not the correct person to advise me on my business need. So, one is practice. Practice makes perfect. Even if you don't get the deal, you went ahead, you know a little bit more about the customer. Just like your product that is always changing and evolving, your sales pitch should do the same. So just practice, 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 and go for it.
Awesome. I love that answer. I don't really have any more questions. I think there's quite a few good
I
answers in there.
Yeah, 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 definitely.
Practice makes perfect, like you say, hey?
Take your time, Joe. Take your time. How the tables have turned.
I know, right? It only took one question and we've already gone on the back foot.